Decluttering is only half the battle. Once all that stuff is gone, what you keep needs to serve your life, not stress you out. In today's video, I'm sharing 15 organizing tips that I use to organize my home after decluttering and bring peace and purpose. These tips will help you organize your home after you declutter as well. The first tip is to create a home for everything you keep. I used to leave my earbud case on the counter, or I leave it on the nightstand, or it might be on a closet shelf or in the bathroom. And I was always searching for my earbuds. So I found a home, created a home right here for my earbuds. Now, why this works is when everything has a home, you don't have to go searching for it because you always know right where that thing is. It's at home. My earbuds, they are always at home. The next tip is to order by category and not by room. I went through and I gathered up all of the batteries in the house and I brought them all together and I put them in this little storage container. So all the AAA batteries, the 9-volt batteries, double A's, the C's, all of them are gathered all together here in this container. Why this works is that it helps you to avoid buying duplicates because you do an intentional categorizing of all of your items, put them together, and you don't have to go searching again for all of your items. You know, they're all contained. Any category of batteries that I want, right here. I do the same things with my light bulbs. Whatever the category is, gather it together and keep it in one place. The next tip is to use clear containers or open bins. I switched to using all glass containers so I can see what is inside of my containers. Another thing that I do is on the clear containers that have a lid that I can't see through, I store the food upside down. Oh, why this works to have clear containers is clearly, no pun intended, I can see what is in my container. And again, I store them upside down so I can see what's in my container. So whether it is in your fridge or in your pantry or in your closet, clear containers are much more useful. The next tip is to label everything. Now, some things may seem so obvious, like file folders or containers in your pantry. I label those, label your shelves. But what may not seem so obvious, if you sort your laundry like I do, I still sort my laundry. I label my laundry. This is for my husband's work clothes. There's colored clothes, our good jeans, workout clothes. I have my laundry sorted. This is what it prevents. I came in here and I saw my husband just staring at the laundry hampers like, I don't know what to do. This is why labels work, is because the whole household knows what to do and knows where to put things. I started labeling laundry many, many years ago, and it just saves confusion. And then if I change up my system, which I am prone to do, I just change the labels, and then he still knows where to put the laundry. The next tip is don't fill every empty space. If you watch my last video about the 27 things that I decluttered, I had a stack of books that were here, and I just do not feel the need to fill this space. Why this works is that empty spaces give your mind some rest and help you to be at peace. And I just kind of I like the fact of less is more. I like the feeling of some empty space after I've decluttered things. Another great tip is to use drawer dividers. Now, this used to be a junk drawer, but once I got it decluttered and I was able to use these dividers, now this is my utility drawer because everything that goes in here has a home. Why this works is that things aren't sliding around, things aren't getting lost. And when I need a highlighter, I need a cord, I need tape, it's so easy to find because it's all divided and in its home. Let's do a quick mid video poll, and I would love to read your answers in the comments. What is your biggest organizing struggle after decluttering? Is it finding places for everything? Is it keeping flat surfaces clear? Is it getting others to help? Is it staying consistent? Let me know in the comments or go to the community page and you'll find the poll there. The next tip is to store items at their point of use. I used to keep all of the cleaners under the kitchen sink. And then I had to clean the bathroom. I'd have to go into the kitchen and get the cleaner. And I was carting it just from room to room. So now I keep cleaners in this bathroom, in the other bathroom, under the kitchen sink as well. So it's just easy. And why this works is that we're more apt to do that. We're more apt to clean and clean right away if it's just easy and easy to access. And another thing that I do is when I get in the shower, I just take the cleaner with me when I get in the shower and I'm already there and it's so easy just to squirt it all down. Use non-toxic cleaners, but it's so much easier to just get it done while you're already there. Now, this next tip may seem a little bit odd to you as far as organizing, but it's the first in, first out rule. And when I go grocery shopping, I will make sure that the groceries that we already have are brought to the front or to the top so they're used first. For instance, the meat that I have in the freezer, I will make sure to put this at the top of the stack of meat. So whatever goes in new, it goes to the bottom or to the back. So we eat what we already have first. Now, why this works is that it prevents food waste and it prevents the food from going bad or things just getting lost in the back of your freezer or your pantry. And then you're having food that's expired and goes to waste. One of the most helpful tips is go vertical. I use this vertical mail organizer. I love this vertical organizer because paper was always a huge problem for me until I learned I cannot stack things. If I stack papers, they will just out of sight, out of mind. So I have to go vertical. So in this mail sorter, I've got different categories for our archery, for our budget, for videos, different things that these things I need to take action on. So if you go vertical, then you can see things. If you're like me, you've got to see it. So whether if it's in your closet, you can get vertical hanging organizers in your closet, hooks. Keep things vertical. Now, why this works is because it keeps things accessible and there's less digging because everything is already pre sorted. The next tip, here we are again at one of the most useful spaces in my home. The next tip is establish a drop zone. Just like I use this for my earbuds, this drop zone is for the temporary clutter. Things like the sunglasses or the keys, or my husband will empty his pockets and things go right here. And there again, he's not trying to find his wallet or his keys because he knows that they're already here. And why this works is that it does give your clutter a temporary home and it makes things easy to find. The next tip is to clean something daily. So after I brush my teeth, wash my face, I'll take the cleaner that's under the cabinet. Again, we put it here because it's easy to use and we're so apt to do it if things are just handy and easy to access. So afterwards, after my morning routine or evening routine of washing my face, I'll just take the glass cleaner and clean the glass. If I'm in the shower, I always just take the cleaner with me and clean the shower while I'm in it. I will put a load of laundry in first thing in the morning or just run over the rugs with the vacuum cleaner. Do something every day. Growing up, we always cleaned every Saturday. Mom and I would clean every Saturday and just get it done. And then I realized, we cleaned every Saturday because, well, I was at school the rest of the week and we could get it done, faster if we did it together. And she was able to teach me how to clean. But now I don't have to spend my Saturdays cleaning when I just clean a little bit every day, and then it keeps it all done. So, why it works is that doing something daily is easier than marathon cleanup days. The next tip is the one in, one out rule. I recently replaced my plastic storage containers with glass storage containers. So when I got all of the glass containers, I didn't just put them in the drawer and think, well, I might use these. But here's what I did, because there were some that I just wasn't sure. Whenever I replaced these, I did put some of them in a drawer for just a few weeks to see, am I really gonna use this? And I didn't. So once something came in, I let all the rest of the other go out. The one in, one out rule also works great with clothing. If I buy a shirt, then I will usually get rid of a shirt. Now, I've just gone through several of my shirts. If I were to bring in another shirt, I would probably I'd be okay with it because I got rid of several at once. But I also only keep a certain amount of hangers, and when the hangers are full, like, something's gotta go out because I just don't like a cluttered closet. And why this works with the one in, one out rule is because it prevents us from getting clutter. All we work so hard to get rid of all that clutter. So let's not reclutter. We can keep it organized with the one in, one out rule. Now, this tip is store by frequency of use. These small appliances right here, I use these all the time. My crock pot and my instant pot, and then my other pots and pans, and my KitchenAid mixer. So, since I use these all the time, I want them handy, but I don't want them on the countertops because I just don't like a lot of things on the counter. So I don't want to leave them out. I do want them put away. So I put a shelf right here so I can get to them easily because I use them all the time. Another way I apply this rule is with the coffee. Now, these are the only two appliances that I keep on the countertop. But then I used to store the coffee in the pantry, but it really didn't make sense. So I just store the coffee, right above the coffee pot. Why this works is it uses less time and energy, and things can work so much more efficiently if we store things right where we use them. The next organizing tip is to use bins and containers to contain small items. Whenever I decluttered this, oh my goodness, this drawer was such a mess when everything was just in here. But I used these containers, for instance, medical supplies, the bandages, the anti itch cream, the sunscreen, the aloe vera. And then this one, there are some bandages, different sizes of bandages in this. Here's another bin for all of the toothpaste. This is hair conditioner. Why this works is it keeps everything separate so it's easy to find, it's easy to use, and things don't get lost and it stays so neat. The next tip, stop organizing things that just don't matter. I used to organize Troy's closet because I would do it just like I do my closet. My closet, all my shirts are categorized, I have the colors together, I'll put seasons together. I just like it like that. And I would do Troy's closet like that as well. But you know what? When he would take a shirt out of the closet, and then if he decided, "Oh, I don't want to wear that one," he put it, well, he wouldn't put it back where they would have put it back where I had it. He didn't keep them organized and he didn't keep them categorized like I do it. And you know what? It's okay. It's just okay. Not everybody in your home is going to keep everything or want everything organized just the way you do it. And it's okay because we just all have different things that matter to us. But the point is, As long as things are clean, they're put together, where they're where you can find things, and there is a semblance of organization. If it's not just exactly the way you do it, or if you don't do it just exactly the way somebody else does it, it's okay as long as things are clean and uncluttered and organized. That's what matters. Doesn't matter exactly how it works, as long as it does work for the whole family. We have we just have different methods and different ways of doing things, and that's okay. And why this works? Because it keeps the peace in the home. Look, as long as we can agree to keep the house in a decluttered fashion and keep things, organized to where we can at least find things, that's what matters. And not just about everybody keeping all of the same rules just the way I do it. There are different ways of doing things, and that's okay. 1 Corinthians 14:40 says, "Let all things be done decently and in order." That includes our homes, our schedules, our hearts. If we spend time doing getting things uncluttered and getting our home to a simplified place, then we can spend time doing the things that we really enjoy, the things that we love to do, the things that we're called to do, and enjoy them without all of the heaviness and the cluttered mind. I recently did a poll asking, what was the hardest thing to declutter, and one of the viewers wrote my mind, and I get it. And I just for me, when my home has less clutter, my mind has less clutter. So don't underestimate even the spiritual side of decluttering. When there's less clutter on the outside, then that just makes way for peace and less clutter on the inside. Let me know which of these tips stood out to you. What's working for you? What are your struggles? Put it in the comments and let me know. And if you missed my last video, 27 things I decluttered to simplify my life, I'll put that link in the comments below so you can watch that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep it simple.